Good morning to all. We are discussing the context-free grammar. So, in context-free grammar, we have discussed about the definition of CFG, the two forms of the derivation of the CFG, means how the context-free grammar is derived. Then, if the context-free grammar is given, how to define the CFL, that is context-free language. Then, removal of ambiguity, how ambiguous grammar is there, how to remove the ambiguity from the given context-free grammar. That also we have discussed. Simplification of the grammar is very important concept. In simplification of CFG, we are going to remove the epsilon production, the unit production, and the useless symbol. Means we are removing the extra productions which are not required in the grammar itself. That is called as a simplification. And normalization of the grammar, normalization of your CFG. Grammar CFG, it may be converted into two normal forms, and these two normal forms are nothing but Chomsky normal form and Grayback normal form. So there are different rules for these two different normal forms. So the grammar is given to us. So first we have to see that whether the grammar is in a simplified form. So if it is in a simplified form, then directly we can go for either CNF normalization or GNF normal form. But if it is not in a normal, if it is not in a simplified format, means it may contain either epsilon production or unit production. Then we need to first remove this one. We have to make it in a simple. We have to make it in a simplified format, and later on we can go for the CNF or the GNF. Now in the today's session, the next point that we are going to discuss, that is nothing but the regular grammar. So regular grammar, as you know, that it is nothing but your type 3 grammar. Type 3 grammar means, yes, there are restrictions are imposed on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side of the production rules. Strict restrictions are there in type 3 grammar, that is nothing but your regular grammar. And also there are types of regular grammar. You have the left linear grammar as well as the right linear grammar, and the we can say that the automata, how the automata and regular grammar, they are related, how to convert the automata into the regular grammar, and regular grammar into the automata, that we are going to discuss in the today's session. The final topic from this context free grammar. So see here on the screen carefully, regular grammar, how it is defined. A language accepted by finite automata can be described using a set of productions. It is known as regular grammar. So as already we have discussed that regular grammar is nothing but your type 3 grammar in the Chomsky hierarchy. It is at the topmost level of that hierarchy, type 3 grammar. So it has very strict rules, or it has a very strict restriction on the production rules of the grammar. So on the left hand side of each production, it should contain only one non-terminal. So if we go to the left hand side, it must have only one NT there, right? And right hand side can contain at the most one non-terminal symbol. So on the RHS, you can have at the most one non-terminal symbol. So the format of this particular grammar, it must be like this: NT gives you T dot NT. NT gives you T dot NT. So I can write, for example, capital A, which is a non-terminal, produces small a. Yes, it is in a regular, it is a regular grammar. Capital A produces small a dot B, it is also a regular grammar. Capital A produces B, capital B A non-terminal dot terminal, it is also regular grammar. But capital A produces epsilon, it is also a regular grammar. Means this particular grammar is having a fixed format. So on a left hand side there must be only a single non-terminal, whereas on the right hand side it has at the most one non-terminal, at the most, not more than two non-terminals are there, right? So actually the power problem is here. Power problem is here, that's why my machine power goes off. So I think we have to stop here for the lecture, and we will start the lecture as soon as the power resumes. Electricity problem, right? So I will post the same on the group when we will start our lecture, right? So now for the timing, you just log out. All of you can log out now. Okay, so let us continue. Regular grammar. We are discussing the regular grammar, which is nothing but your type 3 grammar. The restriction imposed in this particular grammar on the left hand side non-terminal, on the right hand side t dot nt, right? So the language generated by the regular grammar is known as the regular language. The language which is generated by the regular grammar, it is known as the regular language. And one important point is that the language, the language that is regular language, which is accepted by the finite automata, it can be described by a set of production rules. It is called as the regular grammar. So we can say that the finite automata is the machine to generate the regular grammar, or we can say the regular grammar can generate the finite automata, in the sense that yes, there is the machine which recognizes the grammar, which recognizes the regular grammar. We can say that it is nothing but your finite automata, or we can have NFA, that is non-deterministic finite automata, and DFA, that is nothing but your deterministic finite automata. These two automatas are there, and these two automata detects your regular grammar, or they able to generate your regular grammar, or vice versa is also true. Regular grammar is there, we can develop the automata for that, for the same, right? So the important point to be remember this. Second point is that the you know that the restrictions are on the left hand side only one non-terminal, on the right hand side there is a terminal, and at most one non-terminal, at the most one terminal, one non-terminal should be there on the right hand side, right? And the next point you have to remember in case of your regular grammar is that the language generated by the regular grammar, it is known as the regular language. The language generated by the regular grammar, it is known as the regular language. So regular grammar, now see the classification of the regular grammar, it is further classified as the left linear grammar and the right linear grammar. Left linear grammar and the right linear grammar. Now we'll see what exactly is the meaning of left linear and the right linear grammar. So first, left linear grammar. A regular grammar, it is a type of a regular grammar, is said to be a left linear, or it is a regular grammar that consisting of a production with at most one non-terminal on the left hand side, at most one non-terminal on the left hand side, and a non-terminal as the leftmost symbol. This is important one. And a non-terminal as the leftmost symbol on the right hand side of the production rule. Right hand side of the production rule, it is called as the left linear grammar. For example, see the production of the type S gives you capital CA, where C is nothing but your non-terminal, dot A is nothing but your terminal, right? So meaning is that on the left hand side, yes, on the left hand side there is a non-terminal. Yes, it is a non-terminal in this production rule also. On the left hand side you will find that it is a non-terminal there, right? And on the right hand side, see the right hand side of the production rule, this is the right hand side of this production rule. On the right hand side of the production rule, it is given that the leftmost symbol on the RHS, the leftmost symbol means the symbol which is this is the leftmost symbol on the RHS, or this one is the leftmost symbol on the RHS. B is the leftmost symbol on this RHS, and here capital B is the leftmost symbol on this RHS. So this leftmost symbol on the right hand side of the production must be a non-terminal one, must be a non-terminal, right? So if I write a production rule like this, capital A gives me capital BA. So this kind is nothing but my left linear grammar, means on the RHS, the leftmost symbol is non-terminal. Then it is called as the left linear grammar. Whereas the right linear grammar is nothing but a regular grammar. It is a type of regular grammar consisting of production with at most one non-terminal on the right hand side, with at most one non-terminal on the right hand side, and a non-terminal as the rightmost symbol, and a non-terminal as the rightmost symbol on the right hand side of the production is called as the right linear grammar. So exactly reverse of the left linear grammar. So on the left side, yes, on the LHS there is one non-terminal, yes, it is right. On the left hand side of the grammar there is only one non-terminal, yes, it is okay. And the rightmost symbol on the right hand side. So right hand side, this is nothing but the right hand side of this production rule. This is the right hand side, and the rightmost symbol means this capital A, this capital B, and this And so here this should be here, this capital B, the rightmost symbol on the right hand side, it must be a non-terminal, a single non-terminal. Remember this point, the rightmost symbol on. So if I write like this, capital A gives me AB. So this is on the right hand, rightmost side, on the right hand side, rightmost symbol at the right hand side, then it is called as RL. That is nothing but my right, that is nothing but right linear grammar, and this is LL, it is nothing but your left linear grammar. Getting this point? So left linear means the on the right hand side. So we are not bothered about, or we are not concerned about the left hand side of that particular production rule. We are only focusing on the RHS, on only on the RHS, and on RHS, if we find that the non-terminal symbol is on the leftmost side, if the non-terminal symbol is on the leftmost side, then we can say it is the left linear grammar. If the non-terminal symbol is on the rightmost side, then we can say it is nothing but the right linear grammar. And both are, and these both are nothing but your, they are nothing but your regular grammar. These are the types of regular grammar. Getting this point? Now let us go to the next point. Regular grammar and finite automata. The next point is that regular grammar and the finite automata. A regular grammar can be converted into equivalent finite automata. The number of states. Now, how to convert? So, as already we have discussed that the grammar given by the finite automata, it is referred as a regular grammar, right? So we can have both interchange possible, means you can convert, means you have the regular grammar to finite automata and finite automata to regular grammar, both are possible. Now how the conversion takes place, what exactly is the relationship, how the mapping is done, between the regular grammar and the automata, that we are going to see step by step. See here on your slide, number of states in the automata, is equal to one or more than the number of non-terminals in the grammar. So we can say the states in the automata like your Q0, Q1, Q2, that is nothing but your non-terminal, like your capital S, capital A, capital B. Straight away you can compare, or you can say that yes, the number of states, how many number of states, Q0, Q1, Q2, that is equal to capital S, capital A, capital B. Then if the grammar generates epsilon, directly, then the additional state is not required, and in that case the start state will be the final state as well, if it gives epsilon sign. Otherwise the final state is marked as epsilon, it is marked as a epsilon symbol. The start state always belonging to the starting symbol. The start state of the in the finite automata, it belonging to the starting symbol in your grammar, in your RG, that is nothing but your regular grammar, and other state belonging to the other non-terminal. So you just remember that state in the finite automata corresponds to grammar in your corresponds to your NT, non-terminal in the grammar. So grammar and your FA, if we compare like this, yes, we have all this detailing afterwards. So finite automata states, it is equal to the non-terminals in the grammar. If the production is in the particular format, capital A gives dot A dot capital B form, then make a transition, that is, we have to make a transition delta capital A on. Now this small a, they are the terminal symbol in the production rule, always consider as a input alphabet in the finite automata. Getting this point? The terminal symbol in the production rules, of the grammar, they are considered as the input alphabet sigma in the finite automata. So capital A on input A, that goes to next state, that is nothing but capital B. So the production rule like this, capital A gives small a dot B, meaning is that the current state is A, input applied is A, small a, and it goes to the next state, that is nothing but capital B. Remember this point, how the transition takes place. How? So this is the production rule is given in the grammar. Now for this production rule, which is the equivalent transition, so what that we have to write down the transition function, and this is nothing but our transition function, that is nothing but A is nothing but the current state, where this the terminal, it is now taken as the input symbol here, and this B, it becomes your next state, right? So see here, next point, if the production is in this format, S gives small b, means the non-terminal gives a terminal symbol, then make a transition like delta SA gives you a final state. Means if there is a transition like capital A goes to A, then in finite automata you have to add, suppose Q0, it goes to, say for example, Q0, not, it is not Q0, it is A goes to your final state. Always mark in a double circle in automata, right? So if this is the transition, if this is a, sorry, if this is a production rule, then transition in automata becomes like this: delta S into bracket A equal to final state. So current state is S, next state is F, and the current input applied is small a. So from state S to final state with an age named as A, right? Then if the production is in this particular format, is use epsilon form, then make a transition S on epsilon goes to state itself. S on epsilon goes to state itself. So current state is also S. So if there is a production rule like this, S gives epsilon, means it is epsilon production, right? So you can have current state is S, next state is also S, and input is applied is epsilon. So from start state S to state S with an name that is nothing but epsilon. Here S is a start as well as a final state. Consider the left linear grammar. So for the left linear grammar, say for example, S gives x0, where x is nothing but your non-terminal, y is a non-terminal, 0 is your terminal symbol, 1 is a terminal symbol, this one is also terminal, y is a non-terminal, s is a non-terminal, x is a non-terminal, x gives y non-terminal, terminal, this is terminal and terminal symbol. So for this, if we try to draw the automata, so the diagram will look like this. So S on 0, S 0x. So for this first transition, this line is drawn here. S gives x on input 0, right? Then S go to y state on input 1. So S go to state y on input equal to 1. So this is the next transition, right? It is very simple. There is no any one can say any difficulty involved. Then X go to y on input 1. Okay, that is already done here. Then X go to y on 0. X go to y on 0. Sorry, X go to y. X, this is X on y. So X go to y on 1, and also X go to y on 0. So two transitions are there, and X goes to 1. X goes to 1. So X goes to 1. So this state is there. So for that you have made a transition here. So it is very simple. So with this we have to follow the rules here for conversion of. So we'll see exact rule, how the rules are being followed for the conversion of regular grammar to finite automata. Just now we have discussed in theoretical way. Now see here practically how to convert it. So let the grammar G, we have to convert our regular grammar to the finite automata. The very important as far as your theory is concerned, or the practical is theory in semester end semester exams are concerned, this question is important. The grammar is given, regular grammar, and it is asked to convert that grammar into the automata, finite automata. So grammar, the definition is known to all of you, that is VTPS or VTPA. So this is V is nothing but the vertices, or they are called as a non-terminal. T is nothing but your terminal symbol. P is nothing but your production. A or S is nothing but your starting symbol or the start state of that grammar. Be a regular grammar, and DFA. For example, DFA, deterministic finite automata. The definition is given like Q sigma delta Q0F, where capital Q is nothing but the finite set of states. Sigma is nothing but the input alphabet. Delta is nothing but the transition function. Q0 is the start state, and capital F is nothing but the final state in the automata. So we can construct the equivalent DFA from the given regular grammar as states corresponds to the variables or non-terminal. Just now we have discussed the states in your finite automata, and this is nothing but in your grammar. So they are grammar. So we can say the non-terminal becomes non-terminal in the finite grammar. They become now state in the automata. Or state in the automata, they corresponds to the non-terminal in the grammar, regular grammar, right? Now, initial state in the finite automata corresponds to the start state in the grammar, or start state in the grammar corresponds to the initial state in the finite automata. Now, transition delta transitions in the finite automata. So we are writing the rule like this: any state, suppose Q on input A, and we are writing the rules for the automata. that corresponds to your production rules. That is nothing but your capital P, this P. So we are mapping. So we are converting the regular grammar to the automata, means we are mapping each and every component of the grammar to the each and every component of the automata, finite automata. If the production is of the form A of I gives small a, it terminates A, that is new state, that to the final state QF, right? And input corresponds to the terminal symbol. Input corresponds to the terminal symbol. So see therefore your M becomes this becomes your DFA becomes Q0, Q1, Q2. This is nothing but the states in the automata. Sigma is nothing but the sigma input alphabet, delta is the transition, Q0 start, and QF is the final state. So for the grammar, we can write like this. This is nothing but the states. T is equal to input alphabet, that is terminal, becomes your input alphabet sigma. A or S is nothing but your start state. Then P is nothing but the delta transition, that is production rules. They are equal to the transition in the grammar. And final state is nothing but your actual final state in the automata. Getting this point? So this is the way how we are going to convert, or these are the basic one can say we have to remember while converting the regular grammar to the finite automata. So let us see here. If the production, so what we have to do here, we are given with certain rules in the grammar, right, in the regular grammars, and it is asked to convert the or draw the automata for the grammar rule. So if the rule is in the particular format, A gives A dot B, so I can draw the automata like this: capital A gives capital B and input is small a. So if this is the type of production, then you have to draw the automata in this way. So capital A produces capital B on input A. It is a very simple meaning of this particular production rule, right? Now, if suppose production rule is of this particular format, capital A produces capital AB and capital A also produces small a, then we have to generate the transition. So meaning is that capital B is nothing but your final state. Means see here, see very carefully. So A is having two transition on input A. Capital A is having two transition on input A. That is nothing but on non-terminal B, and there is another transition. Capital A goes to small a. So this transition leads to your final state. As the state is not mentioned here, as the no non-terminal is mentioned here, so meaning is that your capital A goes to final state, and here we are mentioning A goes to B, so mark B as a final state. So mark capital B as the final state here. Getting this point? Then a production is of the form epsilon. Suppose any non-terminal produces epsilon, we'll make A as a final state. You can make A as the final state if there is a production like this. There is no transition because there is no epsilon. Transition is included here, so we have to mark as the state itself. It is nothing but your final state, right? A independent production of the form A gives B will generate a transition. That is nothing but same. It goes to final state ultimately. A gives B. So if this is the format of the NT produces T, so there is no other no another NT is mentioned here. So definitely what we have to do here, definitely we can have A goes to final state. You just add new state, mark it as a F. F stands for the final state, and input is B. For example, input is B. This is correct. So see it carefully, observe it carefully, and one can say try to understand it carefully, because we have to solve examples on this. The regular grammar is given, and we have to convert into the finite automata. So see, if the production rule is in this particular format, A gives small a dot B, then the automata will be in this particular way. If the production in this particular format, A gives AB, and A means the same input, it goes to final state as well as to the capital B. So we can conclude that capital B is nothing but the final state, right? And if A tends to epsilon, if there is a non-terminal produces an epsilon sign here, so that is marked as a final state in the automata. And if there is a production like this in this particular format, non-terminal produces a terminal, then definitely this will be it tends to your final state in the automata. So you have to add this one more state, that is called as the final state, and you mark it as a on B, it reaches to the final state, right? So with this all this basic information, we will start converting the regular grammar to the automata. We'll see some example. It will become more clear to all of you. Okay, so see here, convert the regular grammar, convert the following regular grammar to the finite automata. So grammar is given S, A, S, B, A, B, A gives A, B, S, A. So adding transitions corresponding to every production. So we have to add the transitions for every production. So this is one production, this is another production, and this is the third production. Three productions are here, and 1, 2, and 3. Three productions are here. 3 plus 3, 6 production rules are given. So definitely, how many transitions will be there? 6 transitions will be there. So first, second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, sixth. Okay, so instead of drawing this, so I will draw here. So S. So I will draw here S. On A, go to S itself, so I can have the self transitions, whereas S on B, go to A, so I can have A here, capital A, and on input B, right? Then S on B, S on B only, S on B only. So I can either add a final state here, or I can make, or I can mark A as the final state, because this is the transition B, A, and B. Combiningly, we can conclude that capital A is nothing but the final state, or I can have the final state here, and S can be transferred to the final state. Now A, see here, A on A dot A goes to A itself, so it is nothing but the self transition, and A on B goes to S. So here this is the transition, this is called as a B, and A on A is on A. So I can say that it is nothing but again it goes to the final state. It is nothing but the final state here. So A is the final state, and already this transition we have marked here. So you can have the diagram like this. So, or if you introduce the final state here, so final state is also okay. So S goes to final state, or even A go to your final state here, right? On the transition A, for example, right? Okay, so how many transitions are there? Transitions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rules are there, and you have the transitions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 transition with the state S. Now your all non-terminals, they become your states, right? And all your terminal symbol, they becomes your input alphabet here, right? And your transitions or your production rules, they become your delta transitions. Getting this point? Let us go to the next example. Convert the regular grammar to the finite automata, and the grammar is given. S gives so write down all the production rules. So first step is to write down the all the rules. S gives CA, then S gives BB, then C gives BB, then B gives BA, and B gives B. So if I draw this, so if I start, so just try here. S goes to it goes to, say for example, C here on input A, and also it goes to B, capital B, on input B. I can write like this. On C on it goes to capital B, and on input B, and B goes to B on input A. So here is the self transition, and B goes to B, goes to B. It is the final state, so I can add here final state here. This is nothing but B. So if I, whether it is right or wrong, yes, it is drawn correctly. See here, S on A go to C. Okay, this is the first rule is okay. Then S on B go to capital B. So S on input B go to capital B. The second transition for the second rule. Capital C on B go to capital B. So capital C on B go to capital B. Yes, this transition is okay for this rule. And capital B, BA. So this is the self loop or the self transition. And capital B tends to be, it is nothing but it goes to final state. Capital B goes to final state on input B. So this is also okay. So all, how many rules are there? So all these rules we have drawn this automata, and this automata is correct, right? So it is very simple. You can easily draw this automata with the given production rule. So let us go for the next one. Now write down all the transitions. So add all the transitions, and so as you know that, so A gives 0, B gives 1, and C gives 0, means your non-terminal produces terminal. Your non-terminal produces terminal, and your non-terminal produces terminal. Meaning is that you have to add a new state F. Of course, it is as per the rule. We have to go for the final state. So A go to final state on 0, B goes to final state on 1, and as well as C goes to final state on 0. So add transitions corresponding to every production. We get S gives 0A, 1B, A gives 0C, 1A 0. Then B gives 1B, 1A 1, and C gives 0, 0A. See, these are the production rules. So corresponding each and every rule, we have drawn the automata like this way. So take this state, capital S, capital A, capital B, capital C, and one final state is there, and one final state is there, right? So S on 1 goes to B. So S on 1 goes to B. Yes, this is correct. This is one we have drawn here. S on 0 go to A. S, capital S on 0 go to A. Yes, this is okay. So this rule is satisfied here. Capital A on 0 go to C. Capital A on 0 go to C means this one. Okay, this is also drawn correctly. Capital A on 1 go to A means it is a self transition. Capital A on 1 on A, this is the self transition here, that is okay. Then capital A goes to 0 means capital A goes to 0 means it is go to final state, right? So we have introduced the final state already. This is F is already introduced. Then B on 1 go to capital B means it is the self transition here. So this rule is also correctly satisfied. Capital B on 1 go to capital A. So capital B on 1, this is the transition, this is that transition. Okay, it is correctly drawn. Capital B go to 1 means it go to final state. This is the transition. Okay. Capital C go to 0. Capital C, this here, capital C state, it goes to it on 0, it goes to final state, means this is the transition that drawn correctly. And capital C on 0 go to A means this is that particular transition, on 0 go to A. So how many rules are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rules are there. Similarly, we have drawn the 10 transitions here. And with this 10 transition, we obtain the finite automata correctly for the given regular grammar. Getting this point? So it is very simple. Just we have to remember the rule. So if this is the type of production rule, then you have to add the final state, right? And if this is the type of production rule, then it is very simple. This state, then this particular non-terminal go to this non-terminal means this is the current state, and this is the new state. S is the current state, whereas capital A is the new state, and this is the input symbol. The terminal you have to make it as a input symbol. Very simple. Now the next category of the conversion is, now the automata is given to us. Finite automata is given to us, and we have to convert into the regular grammar. Automata is given to us, and we have to convert into, means in the exactly reverse way. See here, let M. So there are some steps. So we have to follow the steps for converting the finite automata to the regular grammar. Now see which are the steps here. So M means your automata is given like Q0, Q1, Q2 dot 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 up to QF. The input alphabet for this finite automata, the delta transitions. Q0 is the start state, F is the final state, B a DFA, deterministic finite automata. What we have to do here, we have to convert this DFA into regular grammar. Means from the DFA, means such type of DFA is given to us, and we have to find out the rules like S gives A or capital give A dot B. Such type of rules we have to find out here from the given automata. The equivalent grammar G can be constructed from this DFA such that productions should be corresponds to transition, as already we have seen similar in the previous case. Then the derivations can be terminated by a production rule giving terminals. For such production rule, the transitions terminating at some final state is encountered. Means derivation so can be terminated by a production rule giving terminal symbol. So for such production rule, the transitions terminating at some final state It is encountered or it is considered here. So let the grammar G equal to A0, capital A0, A1, A2 up to AN. Input alphabet sigma. P is nothing. This is nothing but your terminal. P is nothing but the set of production rule, and A0 is nothing but the start symbol in the grammar. Right. So we where this P can be defined, or the rules. How to define the rules? See, this is the one way to define the rule. So A of I to capital A of I gives us A dot A of I is the production rule if and only if the transition, if in the given automata, if we find the transition like this, delta QIA goes to QI, where QI is not the final state. Remember this sentence. Means if in a given automata, if we have the transition like this, the delta transition, the current state is QI, next state is QI. For example, an input symbol is A, small a. And one more condition we have to check, that QI is not the final state, it is not the final state. Then we can write the rule, production rule, like this. A of I tends to or gives us A dot A of I. Getting this point? Means if in the given automata, if the production rule, sorry, if the transition is in this particular format, they and having provided that the state, given state, is not the final state, then straight away write the production in this format. A of I gives A dot A of I. Now in the second case, what we have to write? So the same transition is there, Q delta QI comma A, that is equal to QI. The same transition, but in this case QI is the final state. QI is the final state. Then how to write the production rule? So you have to add one more rule, that is nothing but A of I tends to A. This rule we have to add if this is the final state. Getting this point? So remember these two rules here. If in the given finite automata, if the transition is like this, QI on input A go to QI, yes, and QI is not the final state, yeah, then I can have the rule like this, that is A gives us A of A. Okay, it is very simple. But if this particular QI, in this case QI goes to QI on input A, for example, then A tends to A on A, and also I have to add one more rule, that is nothing but A tends to A, that is nothing but the final state. Why? Because QI is nothing but your final state. It is nothing but our final state. Getting this point? So this is the way how we have to how to write, how to convert the automata transition into the production rules of the grammar. So thus giving grammar is given grammar is accepted by the automata, or the finite deterministic finite automata. So let us see one example. Convert the following finite automata to regular grammar. So automata is given Q0 on A go to Q0. See the transition, means I can write the transition delta Q0 on A go to Q0. The next transition delta Q0 on B go to Q1. Then delta another transition Q1 on A, that is equal to Q1 delta Q1 on B, that is equal to Q1 itself. So four transitions are there. These are the four transitions. So see here. So the grammar equivalent to the DFA will be, that is G equal to VTPS, that is nothing but variable, terminal, productions, and start symbol. So where now you have to assign vertices, or we have to it is nothing but your variables or the terminals. So take variable non-terminals, take two non-terminals as A0 and A1. Capital, always take the non-terminals as capital A0, capital A1, whereas the terminal symbols are already given A and B, small a, small b. Right. So write the production rules from the transitions. So from these transitions, from this particular transition 1, transition 2, transition 3, and transition 4, I can write the rule like this. So capital A, A0 on input A goes to A0. So for this rule, Q0 A Q0, the rule is written like this: A0 on input A, it goes to A0. Means for this particular transition, for first transition, the rule is written here. Now next one, A1 on input A go to A1. This is the third rule. Q1 on A go to Q1, means A1, the non-terminal A1 on input A, small a, go to A1 itself. The third one, The next is nothing but see here, A0 on B go to A1. So this rule is nothing but this one. Second rule, Q0 on input B go to Q1. This rule I can directly write here. The production for the transition A0 means from the state Q0 it goes to state Q1 on input B. This is that rule. Okay, so these three rules we have seen. Now the last rule is delta Q1 on B go to Q1. Delta Q1 on input B go to Q1. So I can write here A1 on input B go to A1 itself. This is the fourth transition. Okay, is any transition is remaining? Yes, still there is one more transition for the final state. So that we have to write like this: A0 tends to B. So this one A0 tends to B because Q1 is the final state. Q1 is the final state. So I have to add A0 tends to B, meaning is that A0 goes to the final state on input B. On input B. That transition we have to add separately for the final state, and here which is the final state? A1 is the final state here, and A1. So again A1 on input A and input B, it leads to final state itself. That's why A1 goes to A small a and A1 goes to small b. That is nothing but this is the self transition. This is the self transition which leads to the final state. So these last three, one can say these last three rules they have introduced for your final state only, remember this point, huh? So thus two states in the given FA corresponds to two non-terminal in the grammar production rules. The state Q1 is the final state. Here we concluded for the final state. Hence the transition terminating to the final state Q1, read it carefully, are giving terminal symbol like this. Transitions which are terminating to the final state giving the terminal symbol, just like here terminal symbol A, terminal symbol B, and also here terminal symbol B is given here, right? So okay, so let us go for the next example. Convert the following finite automata to the regular grammar. Okay, so automata is given. So how many states are there? So total number of states are 4: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So for these states, we will take the non-terminals as starting with A1, which corresponds to Q1, then A2, which corresponds to Q2, A3 corresponds to Q3, and A4, capital. All these are nothing but our non-terminals, which we require in the production rule. Now the terminals, I can decide the terminals like this. AB decide means it is already given in the automata, right? So I have to first identify the production rule. So production rule, I can have delta Q1 on input A that is equal to Q3, delta Q1 on input B that is equal to goes to Q2. Now this you know very well how to find out, how to write down the delta function. Q2 on A that is equal to Q3, delta Q2 on B that is equal to Q4, and Q4 is nothing but the final state. Which is the final state here? Q4 is the final state. We have to add extra transitions, we have to add extra rules for the final state here. So see, the grammar equivalent to the given DFA will be, so yes, means that just now we have added this A1, A2, A3, A4, all the non-terminals, terminals AB, production rules, and A1 is the start state. So as Q1 is the start state here in the grammar, I will take here A1 as the start state. So grammar can be written as A1. See here A1. So capital A1. So after practicing, you can directly write down A1 dot B go to A2. So A1 dot B go to A2 directly. Yes, it is correct. This is the, so this one is correctly written here. Now A1 on input A small a go to A3 state. So A1 on input small a here go to A3 state, that is Q3 state. So this is written correctly. This transition is now it is transformed into rule correctly, right? Now next write down for A2. A2 is the state Q2. So A2 I can write here A2, and this is say for example A4, and this is A3 for example. So A2 on input A go to A3. A2 on input A go to A3. So this transition is correctly converted into the production rule. A2 dot B A4. A2 dot B means on input B go to A4 state. It is correctly written here. So these four rules are correctly written. Now see here, the one more rule is added for the final state, that is nothing but A2 gives B. Why? Because A2 on B go to final state Q4. Though Q4 is the final state, so this transition is already added for the A4, but separate B we have to write here, and it means that on this A2 it goes to final state B. It produces the terminal string. It must produces the string of terminal symbol for indicating the final state here, right? Now next A3. Now consider this A3 state. Now A3 on input A go to Q4 state. A3 on input A go to Q4 state. A3 on input B. So this is there. These two transitions we have written correctly the rules for this. And one more rule it is written, that is small a. A3 on gives small a. So A3 gives small a to the final state. Being a Q4 is the final state, we have separately written this terminals here, right? So, and A4 for finally A4 on A dot A goes to A4. So this is the self transition. Self transition on B goes to A4, and we are adding these two rules further to indicate that A4 is the final state. So A4 on input A. So A4, if I write like this, A4 and A, meaning is that A4 is moving to the final state, or A4 to the B, meaning is that A4 tends to the final state. And which is the final state? Final state is nothing but the A4 or the Q4 itself. So I can say that this is nothing but the as state Q4. See here, as state Q4 or A4 is the final state, the corresponding non-terminals A4 is used. All edges. See here, read it carefully. All edges leading to Q4 gives terminal production as well. So along with this, A4 gives BA4, A4, it must produces A and B. A3 also, A3, though it go to A on A4, final state, we have to write down this also transition because it is a final state. A2, if we consider A2 on B input go to A4, which is A4 is nothing but the final state. So separately we have to write down A2 goes to B, that is nothing but A2 definitely go to final state, right? So this is the way how to write down the production rule for the given finite automata. Let us see one more example. Convert the following automata into the regular grammar. So Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. So we will take here. We will take A0, A1, A2, A3. We will take these four non-terminal, and terminal symbol are 0, 1. These are two terminal symbols. So the grammar equivalent to the DFA will be A0, A1, A2, A3. These are the non-terminal. 0, 1 is nothing but terminal. T is the production rule, and A0 is nothing but the start state. Hence the grammar can be, so directly start writing here. So A0 on 0 go to A1 state. So first is written here. The next A1 on 1 go to A1. So A1 on 1 goes to A1. So this is written. This is also written self transition. Then A1 on 0 go to A2 state. On 0 go to A2 state. Okay. So these three rules we have written for these three transitions. Now next go to A2. A2 on 0. This is the self transition. So A2 on 0 goes to A2. A2 on 1 goes to Q3 or A3. So that's why it is written here A3. And for 1 also we are writing separate 1 for the final state, because Q3 or the A3 is the Q3 is the final state here. Q3 is the final state. And finally for A3 we write here on 1 it go to Q1. So on 1 it goes to Q1, and on 0 it goes to Q2, and on 0 it goes to A2. So all these transitions are correctly written here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 production rules we have written here for all these 8 transitions, all these 8 delta transitions here. Getting this point? So this is the way how to convert as state Q3. See the line here. As state Q3 is the final state, the corresponding non-terminal A3 it is used here, and all edges leading to Q3 gives the terminal production as well. Q3 gives, they must give the terminal production because they are tending toward your final state, right? Now see one more example. Convert the following finite automata into the regular grammar. So automata is given. So to this given automata, we have to write down the production rules, or we have to write down the grammar rule. So S gives A on A. So if now with this practice, I can directly start writing S on A, go to A, and S on B, go to B. Yes, these two transitions I have written correctly. Then for A, capital A on B, go to capital C, and for one more I will add here for, okay, so that C becomes the final state. Capital B on A, go to D. So B, sorry, capital A, sorry, A, here is A on A, go to D. And for one more transition, because this is the final state, so I will just write here capital B on A, on A. So this is A, and this is your D, right? And for C I can write here C on A, go to A, and for this D, capital D on B, go to capital B. So these are the production rules. So directly it is very simple. There are no difficulties involved here. So you just check it. So all the grammar rules. So see here, S gives AA, BB, yes, correctly written here. Then next is A gives BCB, yes, BC and B, yes, correctly we have written correctly. Then see here, B, capital B gives AD, and A, this A is for your final state. This, that's why it is marked as a dark. Huh? Here it is dark, it is marked. So capital B goes to AD, A, okay. This is also correct. And capital C gives AA, it is correct here, and capital D goes B, B, it is also correctly written here. So all these rules are correctly written for the given finite automata. So means we have successfully converted the finite automata into the regular grammar, Getting this point? So all edges leading to the final state C and D gives the terminal productions as well. Just we have written here. So this one A, small a and small b, terminal production leading to the final states, right? Okay, so we have learned in this session today in the regular grammar and the finite automata, conversion of regular grammar to the finite automata, and conversion of finite automata to the regular grammar. So in this today's session, first we have discussed about the regular grammar, having it is also called as the type 3 grammar. It is also called as the type 3 grammar, having the format nt gives t dot nt. Means there is only one non-terminal, and there is at most one non-terminal on the right hand side. On the left hand side, only one non-terminal is there. The next we have seen the type of regular grammar. We can have the type that is nothing but your right linear grammar as well as your left linear grammar, RL or LL for the regular grammar. Means in the grammar, if suppose the, say for example, if A gives BA, then it is called as the right linear grammar, and sorry, it is called as the left linear. It is on the left most side. It is called as the left LL, and if A gives AB, it is called as your RL, because B is on the rightmost side, in the right hand side, right? Then regular grammar and the finite automata. So we can have we have the finite automata comparison with our regular grammar. So in the finite automata, we have the states. We have the capital Q set of states, that is nothing but your V, that is nothing but your terminals, right? Then you have the input alphabet. Regular grammar, we are calling it as a terminal symbol. Then in finite automata, you have the production rule. Then sorry, you have the delta transition, and the same in grammar we are calling it as the production rule. And the start symbol in the finite automata is nothing but a Q0, and here we are calling it as the S. And final state F in the finite automata. The regular grammar, there is no any final state. Up to this, it is correct. Q0, it is corresponds to S. Delta corresponds to P, production rule. Input alphabet corresponds to the terminal, and the Q states corresponds to the non-terminals. So, okay. So with this, one can say the basic knowledge we have converted the regular grammar into the automata. Means the grammar rules are given and converted into the finite automata, and also if the automata is given, we have also converted the automata into the regular grammar. Okay, so the reference book. Let us stop here for the today's session.